right, we are live and we are going to, I'm going to flip that so we can see each other now. We are going live with Brinda tonight, Brinda Chiddix, and we're excited to have her here. Brinda and I started working together back in like November, I think it was.
Yeah, November.
And so we've gone through, we went through the holidays. She's gone through quarantine now. She's got 6 kids at home. She was just telling me about homeschooling, and she's had some really cool success since we've worked together. I think the total since we started working is 58 pounds. I know she'd lost a little bit before. I'll let her tell us about that. But so Brinda, tell us, just as we kind of start, kind of your experience here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Kind of what were things like before we started working together, as far as kind of your experience?
Okay, so a little bit of background. I've been married for 19 years, since 2002. And we have 6 kids. My oldest is 16. Then I have a 14, 12, 9, 7, and 6-year-old. And it's been really crazy with the quarantine because, the older kids are really good at doing their own thing and they get their stuff done. But the younger kids are like, can we watch a movie? I'm like, no, you got to do your schoolwork. Anyway, it just gets really chaotic around here. So if there's any interruptions, I apologize in advance. Anyway, I have lived in Idaho Falls, Idaho. We have lived here since 2010. We lived in Rexburg before that. We lived in Pocatello before that. That's where we met and got married. And we, as you can imagine, having 6 kids, you tend to pack on a little bit of weight with every baby. And I did have some success with other programs in the past. Like I did LA Weight Loss back in 2008, and I lost approximately 60 pounds back then, but then I gained it all back plus some. And then I did another program with another person. I was part of his trial group, and I lost 34 pounds, but I was pregnant with number 6. I started while I was nursing number 5, and then found out I was pregnant like a month into the program, and he said I could continue to do it. And I did manage to lose 34 pounds, but something happened after the pregnancy. I think my thyroid went out of whack because I could not lose the weight after that. I don't know, maybe I put myself into metabolic syndrome or something, but it was so hard to get the extra weight off. And I was stuck around 215, 220 for several years. And then it just kept creeping up on me. And then summer of 2018, I started having immense foot pain. And I found out I actually had like a issue with my foot that I've had since I was a kid. I had tendonitis in my left ankle, but it was caused by some bones that were fused that weren't supposed to be. And I tried everything to fix it normal, like naturally, because I'm a very natural minded person. I don't like to do invasive surgeries. I don't like to do a lot of, I'm not a big Western medicine type person. I'm very into holistic stuff. So I tried everything I could to fix my feet before that. And I ended up in a boot from, what was it? It was June of 2018 until November of 2018. And I went about 2 weeks without a boot, but decided to go ahead and do surgery to fix it. So December 6th, 2018, I had intense major surgery on my left foot. They unfused those 2 bones that were not supposed to be, but then I'd already developed arthritis in my ankle. So he was told he'd have to put screws in my foot also. And when you get screws in your foot, they're like, no weight bearing for 3 months. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I've got 6 kids and a husband and how's this going to work? So I didn't get one of those little scooter thingies because my balance was really bad. And plus I have really bad back pain and hip pain also. So I got a wheelchair instead. And I was in this wheelchair from beginning of December until the end of April, early May of 2019. And even though I didn't think I did, when I tended to avoid the scale. I did not weigh myself. I know I weighed myself when I went to the doctor. I usually told them I didn't want to see what the weight was, because it's just mind games for me. I don't like the scale.
Right.
But I noticed, like, back when I had, like, in October, I was around 234-ish, and around 230 somewhere. And then when I got on the scale in April, because I got a membership at um, Planet Fitness with my neighbor across the street. And I weighed myself and I was 265 pounds. And I was like, holy cow, I gained 30 pounds or more sitting in a wheelchair. And I never went up a clothing size. I was still in my size 18s, except for I did have to get like a bigger coat. And I ended up getting this 3X coat, and it was like humongous. So, for the winter when I was in the wheelchair, because I needed something really loose I could move around in. And anyway, so I started working out with my neighbor, and she's a bit of she thinks of herself as a trainer. And she's like, oh, trying to push me, and she's like, oh, come on, push yourself, you got to push yourself. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to push myself. I managed to lose about 20 pounds, 25 pounds just from working out. I think it was just from moving more because I wasn't sedentary. I wasn't in a boot or in a wheelchair anymore. So I think that just naturally fell off just from being more active. And then I kind of started trying to figure out how to lose the weight. I put on my vision board, I'm like, I'm going to be down to 150. I want to be a size 8. I want to be healthy and be able to go on hikes with my kids. I want to be active. I want to not sit around and do nothing. Because it's so hard when you have an active family and you have to just sit there. So I was working, and I looked at fasting. I started intermittent fasting. Maybe that helped a little bit with the weight loss somewhat, but I never saw a huge change. And then and plus the working out, we were basically just sticking to hit, high intensity interval training that I learned previously from this other program I'd done. We did that like 3 times a week, and then we did weight training like twice a week. And that's basically all we did. We didn't really do cardio except for the HIIT training. And so anyway, then I did a hair analysis, and I was like, I wonder if I have some allergies that maybe I don't know about, because I'd gotten blood work done before and it told me I had no food allergies. And I sent in a hair analysis to get it checked, and found out I had a ton of allergies. I had like a wheat allergy, and I had coconut allergy, and I had just everything you could think of pretty much. At least I wasn't allergic to milk because I loved milk. And anyway, I started cutting back on a lot of the things that I was allergic to, and I felt better. I felt less pain in my body, so that was good. But once I hit 234, probably around, I think it was July or August, and I did not go anywhere after that. It would not budge. My weight would not budge. I just stayed at 234. And I'm just like, well, this sucks. I don't want to be this big forever. And I was still wearing my size 18 clothes, my pants and my extra large shirts and my XXL large shirts. And I went to, anyway, I was just doing what I was doing. My neighbor was just like, oh, you got to push yourself. You got to, do this, got to do that. And I'm like, I honestly know my body really well. I know that's not going to work. So I was just, doing whatever I was doing, going and working out. It helped me feel good. So I kept doing it. But I wasn't seeing any results with the weight loss. And then one day I got all these friend requests on Facebook, and I'm like, where are all these friend requests coming from? And I actually started a business last September also. It's called the Enlightened Zone, and I do foot zoning and I do energy work. And anyway, I don't know if it was maybe just because I started a business, I just got all this influx of friend requests. And this guy named Jared McDonald sent me a friend request, and I'm like, who is this guy? because there's a guy named Jared McDonald in my ward, and I was like, that's not the same guy. And then there's this other Facebook page for these miracle pills or something. It's like extreme weight loss or something. And I was like, is this like a sign? Am I supposed to do one of these programs? Because everybody was like, I'm dropping 50 pounds in 2 months, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's just crazy. And then I started watching Jared's videos that he was posting. And when he said that your body can't tell the difference between running from a tiger and running on a treadmill, I was like, that is exactly what I think. I agree with that 100%. Because I was like, your body just creates too much stress, it's too stressed out. And I felt like that's probably what was happening with me. My body couldn't tell, and it wanted to store the weight or store the fat instead of burning it off. And it's really interesting because I bought a dress last April. This one of my favorite stores went out of business. It was a little boutique store. And I bought this really cute blue dress that was like super cute. I tried it on and it hit me like mid-thigh. And my husband's like, that's a nice new shirt. And I was like, it's a dress. He's like, oh, well, you should probably wear pants under that because it's too short. And I was like, no, man. So I like hung it in my closet and I'm like, I'm going to be able to wear this. I'm going to wear it someday. And then in September, Labor Day weekend, we went and took pictures up at the College Gardens up in Rexburg. And I put that dress on and I had lost like 24 pounds, but the dress was down just above my knees. So I was like super happy. I was like, yes, I could wear this dress. And it's kind of interesting because after I started the program with Jared, I tried it on again in December and the dress was then hitting me below the knee and it was entirely too big and too baggy. And I was like, well, now I can't wear the dress at all.
Yeah.
Because it looks terrible. It's too big. So I did end up giving it to one of my friends.
Yeah, nice.
But that's like the tragedy of the dress that I really loved. But I would rather not be able to fit into it because it was a size 18. I don't want to be a size 18 anymore. But anyway, I joined Jared. Well, I called Jared. I set up an appointment with him on the phone. I talked to him and he told me the price of the thing. And I was like, wow, that's quite a bit. But am I worth that much money? Is it worth it to me to lose the weight and to get where I need to be? And kind of along the lines of that, my husband, he's been really active this past summer. He's not on his medication for bipolar disorder, but he just dropped weight like this. Guys like lose weight so easy. It's not even fair. I'm not kidding. It's just not fair. We go through all the trouble of having babies and they lose weight really easy.
Right.
And he dropped like 60 pounds also, and he like got all toned up and looked really amazing. And we took our family pictures that I was talking about earlier. And I posted on Facebook and we were like, who's that guy you're kissing, Brinda? Is that your new boyfriend?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Nobody commented how good I looked. It was all, whoa, what's up with Dave? Because he like shaved his head and he was like all buff and skinny. And I'm like, I want to look like that too. So when I was talking to Jared, I'm like, I'm going to spend the money and I'm going to lose the weight because it's time for me. It's time for me to just get healthy and just feel better about myself. And so I spent the money. Dave was totally fine with it. I don't think he really knew what I was doing because he is just kind of out there sometimes. So I started the program on my mom's birthday, November 13th. And 2 weeks later, we went to St. George for Thanksgiving to hang out with my husband's side of the family. And I was down 15 pounds. I'm not kidding, 15 pounds in 2 weeks. It was fabulous. And my clothes were already getting looser. And anyway, I got clear through Christmas. I did awesome. I think when Jared was helping me the 6 weeks, well, we went 8 weeks and I was able to lose like like
40,
40 pounds, I think,
40
41,
pounds.
42. And I was like super happy about that. And then I got my set weight. I was at 188 when I stopped working with Jared. And because I just didn't have the extra money to pay to, I know I'm worth it, but I was like, oh, I got this. I can do this. And I've done okay, but I've only lost 10 pounds since I stopped working with Jared.
Hey,
Not
10 pounds
quite
is
as
great.
quick. And it's, but I am healthier, and I'm
Yes.
down to a size 10 pants, and I'm wearing a size medium shirt. I'm wearing I bought some dresses that were size 12, and they're too big for me up top. So I had to buy some tank tops to go underneath them because they were too baggy up top. So I'm well on my way to being a size 8. And I posted a few pictures on Facebook, and everybody's texting me, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? And I'm just like, you've got to invest in yourself if you're going to do that. You can't, it's not get quick, it's not a pill you just take. It takes some discipline. It takes a lot of sacrifice. All that candy I gave up over Christmas. All the baked goods and sugary stuff is my weakness.
Right.
And I'm trying to change that. But yeah, I'm now down to 176, and I just started another maintenance phase. I just ended the losing phase, and I'm starting the maintenance phase, and I'm going to take a couple months off because the food that I eat, I'm really getting tired of it. Not that it's bad, it's good. I'm going to keep eating that way. It's just I look forward to eating other things. I really like to eat potatoes, and I am an Idaho girl. I like potatoes. And I miss potatoes. And I know I can eat potatoes now without gaining weight. That's the best thing.
Exactly.
Jared taught me that I don't have to restrict myself. Just as long as I'm eating quality food, I don't have to restrict myself. I can eat whatever I want. So, and even the junk stuff, maybe just just a teeny tiny bit. I don't know. That's just how it is. But that's where I'm at right now. And even though we've been stuck at home mostly for the last 4 weeks, I've still been able to lose 10 pounds. Yeah. And I think I started about the same time this pandemic started. Yeah. Still able to lose 10 pounds. So that's good. And I'm really grateful that Jared put this program out. And you know what? I really want to help people learn to do this too. So, because that's my thing is I love learning new things. I love energy work. I love teaching people a different way to live their life rather than the status quo. So Jared's program is not the status quo. It is totally different than anything I've ever done. And I've found way more success. I've lost more inches. I feel better. Unfortunately, I did find out my back started hurting. So I had to start I lost all this weight, and then my back started hurting. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I found out that I actually have a broken back from having so many babies and being overweight. So being almost 100 pounds overweight has its what's the word?
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know when it happened, but my vertebrae is slipped forward, and so I'm seeing a chiropractor 3 times a week, and he's helping me get my back to where it's supposed to be. And so far, so good. The numbness in my back is gone now that I was experiencing. And even though I've had those health issues, being a lot lighter has helped me heal faster. And it's helped me to still be able to get around, even if I have back pain. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I am so grateful for this program. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I look at like a totally different person. I'm not kidding. And I even bleached my hair blonde.
I remember seeing the pictures, the where you were.
I had purple hair
all along the way, and you look fantastic. Obviously everything's improved. For you, and here's a really cool thing. You started in November 13th, and you went through Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, a pandemic, Valentine's Day, a pandemic, Easter, and you've lost almost 60 pounds in 6 months. Like, Brinda, congratulations. I mean, you've done something that like hardly anybody can do. Like, I mean, you've done
Yeah.
something that's like so amazing. And like, I just want to congratulate you on doing it through one of the hardest times of the year. And like right now, everybody's gaining weight because they're stuck at home and they're bored and they're stressed and they're visiting the fridge all day long. And you're still, I mean, even 10 pounds during this, whatever last, however many weeks, like that's awesome. Like that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So very cool. Like congrats to you on the weight loss, the clothes fitting, the everything improving. So that's really, really exciting. So very cool.
Yeah. I do have one bit of advice to give everybody that does this program.
Please.
As you grow out of the clothes, get rid of them. Don't leave them in your closet.
Yes.
Because if you look at those and you're like, oh, that's my favorite shirt, and then your body doesn't want to release the weight because you're like holding on to the old stuff. Yeah. Get rid of it, even if it's your favorite. Even if it's like the best dress you've ever owned or whatever. Get rid of it. Get rid of the big stuff.
Awesome.
And then buy something that's small that you look forward, that fits you really well. Yeah. Because I think I held on to, I barely got rid of my clothes. Maybe that's why I didn't lose as fast this time. But I went through my closet like a week ago and got rid of the rest of the size 18 extra large stuff.
Yeah.
And I took 2 bags of stuff to my friend. And I went to Goodwill and bought a bunch of shirts from there because I'm like, this is an in-between size. Yeah. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on clothes until I get to 150.
Yeah. I always say, like, when you start the program, don't just go out and buy a bunch of like brand new clothes, like wear sweats or something, because every 2 weeks you're going to need a new size because it's so quick.
I wear a lot of sweat.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, I think that's great.
Sometimes I dress up just because it makes me feel good.
Yeah. No, that's good.
But yeah.
Very cool. So as you went
I'm on a video call. Thank you. Sorry, kids interrupting.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You got kids at home, right? Everyone's stuck at home together. So as you've gone through the process and obviously you've seen great progress, seen a lot of change for you, physically, emotionally, mentally, energy, like everything's, getting better. What were like 1 or 2 things that, I mean, as far as like tips or tricks getting through the process, if someone's joining the program watching this and they're like, okay, like how do I like get through, this quarantine or stressful time and going through holidays and family stuff and traveling. I mean, you did all that stuff. What's like 1 or 2 things you'd recommend, just like little tactics or things you learned along the way to help?
I think the best thing that I could have done that I did, first of all, you kept telling me to trust. So even when I gained weight, especially around that time of the month, and, you always gain like a pound or so in water weight. And most, in other programs, I would have been devastated. I would have been like, no. But you told me to trust the process. You said, it's going to be okay. And I did. I trusted it. And after my period would be over, it would drop back down even lower. And I was like, yeah. That was totally awesome. And then get on a schedule, like eat at the same time every day, take your supplements at the same time every day. That I think made the biggest difference, because the times when I'm not doing the best or when I'll go and graze on something is when I don't eat at 12 and 5 o'clock. If I let life interfere with my schedule, then the stress gets, you start stressing out and you're like going back to the food thing. It's something else I noticed. I was on glutamine powder before I started working with Jared, and he said it was okay for me to continue taking it. And I was taking it all through the first weight loss period, and I had 0 cravings. I'm not kidding. I didn't even care to eat the dessert or anything during Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that. I got through all of it without cheating at all. And I ran out of it about February, and I didn't buy anymore. because I was like, oh, my gut's probably fine now. And oh my gosh, the cravings came back.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to eat that. But it's, the cravings came back. So maybe you should throw water into your program, add that onto your supplements you should add or people should use, because I found that, oh my gosh, I think that's one of the main reasons why I didn't crave, because I've been doing some research on the essential amino acids that your body needs because of mental health stuff going on with my kids and my husband. And glutamine is a natural amino acid. It's fermented. And it actually says it gets rid of sugar cravings. That's one of the benefits.
Yep.
And I was like, like light bulb went on over my head. And I'm like, oh, so I went and bought some more. And I haven't been struggling since I started it up again.
Cool.
So, oh my gosh, that was, yeah, it's just crazy.
That's cool. Yeah, we actually, so in some of the supplements we use, it has some of that glutamine.
Oh, okay.
With the body, and so it's partly why. But taking a little extra is great. We need it for lots of reasons. So that's awesome.
First thing in
the
morning. Yeah, but that's probably what I would tell people: trust the process and just stick to it. Get on a schedule and stick to it.
Yeah.
Most of us do much better if we have some kind of structure in our life. We don't do so well when we're all over the place, willy-nilly, just everywhere. Kids do better, adults do better. And plus you should be eating before 7:00 in the evening anyway, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So, and don't forget your miracle tea. Oh my gosh, that stuff is like amazing.
Yeah, it is a miracle tea, that's for sure.
It's miracle tea.
Yeah. Cool.
In fact, my sister called me the other day and was like, how did you lose all that weight so fast?
Yeah.
And I just told her kind of some things. And I said, if you don't want to do the program, I don't know if you're looking for new clients or anything, but I told her just a minute fasting first. And then if that doesn't work, then try this, try that. But she actually did a program. I don't know if you ever heard of, you used to live in Idaho Falls, right, Jared?
Mm-hmm.
There was a place called, I can't remember. It was one of those chiropractic weight loss places. That's all they did was weight loss. And she paid like $1,500 to do their program.
Yeah.
And anyway, she's like, I should just go back to them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think they're in business anymore, actually, or they changed their name. Because I have not heard of them since then. Yeah. But anyway.
Cool. Well, awesome. That's exciting, Brinda. I'm super excited for the process that you've been through. Even starting before, I mean, you were on a journey before, and we just kind of accelerated that process for you, and you've seen some great progress, and everything's changing, which is exciting. I'm excited for you. You got just a little bit more to go, and then you're at your goal, which is really exciting.
Yeah, like 24 more pounds, and I'm at my weight that I want to be at. So, like I said, I'm going to take a couple of months off and eat normal.
All right.
Healthy normal, like the new normal, not the old normal.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to probably try again. But
yeah. And the cool thing is, like, and you mentioned this, and for those who are watching this or maybe just starting or don't really know, like, what we do on the program is real food. Like, it's really normal stuff. When we go through our process, we start adding more things back in, and we increase the amounts. And so Brinda's at the point now where she's just kind of maintaining, and
I'm on a video call, honey.
You can add those things back in. So anyway, so that's exciting though. And it's all about eating some, real food and the right kinds, and you can add in potatoes and not gain weight, or you can have treats and not gain weight, which is really cool. So very cool, Brinda. Well, I'm excited for you. It's very, very exciting progress.
Me too.
Well, good. Well, thank you also for sharing with us, for being willing to join and share your story. And I'm sure many people watching this are thinking, gosh, like I can do this too. Brinda did it. Like I'm going to do what she did. And I'm going to have a schedule. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to do it. So thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah. If you want to see the results, I'm pretty sure I posted my before and after pictures on the Facebook group page, and
Yeah.
it's pretty drastic. I mean, I think last time I think my other ones I did in December, so I look even better from December.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I lost quite a bit right at the end there.
Yep.
Like those extra 2 weeks. I think I lost like 10, 15 pounds just in the last 2 weeks I worked with you
Right.
before
Right.
I
Yeah.
started doing it on my own, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to
Anyway, I just have to say thank you so much, Jared, for this whole program. Oh my gosh, you're changing lives. And that's like the most important thing in the whole world is you're helping people get their lives back.
well, thank you. Thank you. I always say it's a pleasure for me to have worked with you, and I just get to be part of the process. You do all the work. I get to
Yeah.
say, hey, Brenda, do this. No, but it's definitely something that I think having that support is. I mean, I needed the support for myself at times, and
Hmm.
I think that is important. So I appreciate you sharing that. And it's been a pleasure to
Yeah.
help you along your path as
I
well.
think that's where I failed this time is I didn't have somebody to be accountable to also.
Yeah.
Or I had to be accountable to you before also. So yeah, I didn't end up doing some stuff because there was just a lot of drama going on in my life. And yeah. But still, with all the drama, I still lost 10
You
pounds.
still lost 10
So
pounds in a short
yeah.
time, which is awesome. So very cool. Well, Brenda, thank you. Appreciate your story and your example and your willingness to share with us. I'm sure many people watching this will say, I can do it. I'll get my life back as well. So I'm excited to see your future progress as well.
Well, thank you for interviewing me. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
of course, of course. Okay,
I'm happy to share my story.
awesome. Well, I appreciate that. And for those who are in our group, go find Brenda's before and after. Or if it's not on there, go post it again, Brenda. But that's a fun, stark contrast within a short period of time to see that. So
Yeah. I'm the one with the purple hair.
that's right. That's
It
right.
was a lot darker and purple back then.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Cool.
thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Brenda. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.